What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Owner Arnas here, and today I'm going to talk about how I made $500,000 with Instagram theme pages, okay? And that $500,000, by the way, is in pure profit, okay? So if you don't know who I am, my name is Arnas. Owner Arnas, you can check out my Instagram. I share some pretty cool stuff, some behind the scenes, but this is my page, okay? Passionate Income. This is one of my theme pages I own and I've been running for almost 4 years now. Okay, it's gonna be four years in 1 month from now. Okay, so you can check out the page. You can see the engagement's great. 1 day ago, 30,000 likes. Then we have another post somewhere here. Boom. 2 days ago, 65,000 likes. How do you like that? We have some promotions going live. I just deleted a few as well. You know, I'm getting paid essentially every time someone puts up a post there. But that's not the only way I made the money, right? Is it possible to make 500K from these shoutouts alone? Absolutely yes. But I use many different strategies, which I'm gonna uncover today in this video. Okay. So first of all, you have to understand that, I'm running Passionate Income and I started almost 4 years ago. But when I started, I didn't really make any money. I didn't know anything about business at first. But I started the page because I knew it was during the pandemic, right? So I started seeing all these entrepreneurs pop up online, and I started seeing, like Tony Robbins, Grant Cardone, Gary Vee posting like a bunch, during that time. And I was like, if like $1 billion guy like Tony Robbins is posting on social media, and I think just like social media is stupid and I don't post on Instagram, then I don't see something over there. I don't see what they see. And my thinking behind it was like, I'll just imitate what the rich are doing, what the billionaires are doing. Obviously not to the same extent, but I was like, okay, if they find the time to post 3 times a day and I don't, then that means I'm stupid, because if a billionaire sees a value in it, then I should see the value in it, right? So I created my page. At first it was relatively slow. Like first 3.5 weeks, I only had like 800 followers doing like some stupid fake engagement strategies, follow for follow, commenting. Like I thought that's how I'm gonna grow the page. And then I realized it was all about the content. I doubled down on the content and I blew up. And a month and a bit later, a month and a few days in of starting a page, I had 20,000 followers because one of my posts really blew up out of nowhere. And then I was like, okay, this is serious now. Now I have to double down. Now I had to learn about how to make money online. I have to test out many different things, right? But essentially, I grew the page to an extent where I think I had like 700,000 or 800,000 followers, and I wasn't really making that much money. Okay, maybe I was making a few grand a month because like from the time I hit 100K followers till the time I hit like 700K followers, it went so quick. It was like 3 or 4 months. That period was insane, and then it kind of slowed down and stuff. But like from hitting 100K to like 800K, I couldn't even I didn't even have the time to learn about like how to make money online. I just kept on posting 3 posts a day and I kept growing. So I was like, I'll definitely keep on growing, and then, I'll learn how to monetize. And looking back, I could have done a better job at like monetizing earlier. And I would have made, probably sitting here, wouldn't say $500,000. I would say $1 million. But hey, like I was a kid. I didn't know anything about online business. So in that period as well of like 3 to 4 months of insane growth, I was also finishing, high school. So I had exams. I was also already like moving out of my parents' home, moving to a different country. I was also like planning travels, and I was also getting like my driver's license, like a bunch of stuff, right? So then I didn't really have any time. But then after I got that 800,000 followers, and then I moved out of my parents' home, then I really doubled down on it because that meant like I didn't have any distractions, no school, no need to like, get my driver's license or any documentation or whatever. No admin tasks essentially. So I was like, all right, let me double down on Instagram and learn about this. So I started reaching out to a bunch of people because at that point I had a huge network of people. I was making 2, 3, maybe 4K a month. Yes, not a lot, but at the same time, I got connected with so many cool people because of the content I was posting and the page I had, right? So I started networking with people. They told me, hey man, you should do this, you should do that. Hey, I can connect you to this guy, I can connect you to this brand, And that led me to working with very big brands. If you ever seen Morning Brew, if you ever seen The Hustle, if you ever seen Webull, which is like a stock trading app, if you ever seen Public.com, also like a stock brokerage, I started working with all these big brands and they would pay insane amounts of money. Like, I'm telling you, like, if you see, like a coaching client who's like paying you, I don't know, $500 for a shout out, like a big brand like Webull would pay me like $2,500 per one post, okay? Which was crazy because the first time I started working with big brands, I felt the power because I remember the first ad I did for one like very big brand. I was just like chilling. I got connected to the brand. I was like, I don't really expect much of it because it was performance based. I was like, whatever, if I can make like a few $100s, that will be good. Because I was, again, making 3, 4K, maybe even 2K a month, depending on the month at that point. I didn't have like a stable way of making money with my page. I didn't know anything. And then I posted an ad for a big brand and I'm getting a call from a guy who connected me to that brand. I pick up the phone and I'm like, what's up, Mike? He's like, Arnas, you just made $2,500 from that one post that you uploaded yesterday. I couldn't believe it. Like, at that point, it was the best feeling ever. It felt like the most money I've ever made. Even if I made way more now and I had way bigger days, that was like, I jumped from making 2K a month to 2K a post. And that was with big brand deals, big sponsorships. And I went through many of those. A lot of collaborations, and I helped them grow. They got the value out of it. But I got paid really, really well. Another thing I started doing after that is selling shoutouts, right? But selling shoutouts to more like coaches or influencers and stuff like that, and selling them in bulk, okay? So I did shoutouts before, but I would do like one shoutout, one-off deal, where it would be like, hey, pay me like $200 at an early stage. Like I had 100,000 followers. I was like, pay me $200, I'll upload this promo. It would do well, but there was no expectation of like continuous work. We didn't set the expectation with the client like, hey, if this post goes well, let's do like 3 of those, It was more like, hey, like I want to boost my profile. Like, can you post this for $200? And I was like, yeah. But then what I did later, after I got a bit wiser in terms of business, I started building relationships with those clients and started selling them packages of 10 promos, 20 promos, 50 promos, right? And that really, really helped because when you focus on large quantities, let's say someone buys one promo from you, even for more. Let's just use round numbers, Let's say someone buys one promo from you for $100, right? You just get the $100, you're like, yeah. And then, you post the promo, 24 hours later it's gone. But then if you get a deal for 20 promos, but it's $50 each, you're like, well, you're making 50% less on one promo. Yes, but if someone buys 20 promos from you up front, they pay you $1,000 now, so you made 10 times more. And when someone buys 20 promos from you, they want to get rid of those promos as quick as possible. So instead of going back and forth for a week to do one promo, you just close the deal, and then 20 days straight, you're just uploading the post. Boom, 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 boom. 20 days later, that's it. The package is gone. You can renew, right? So you made 10 times more money. It took you just like a few weeks more to do the same thing. And it's very simple, right? Shoutouts are probably the easiest money in the world you can make. Like, Anyone who sold shoutouts can agree with me. It's the easiest money in the world. Like, there's no easier way. Literally, there's pretty much no risk. Profit margin is like 100% minus the transaction fees on like PayPal or wire transfer or Stripe. That's the only expense you have. And then like you don't need to do anything. You just need to send the payment link and upload what they sent you, right? So I probably in my career made around $250,000 from shoutouts alone so far. And mostly selling like big packages. And I don't charge $50 for a package. I just gave you an example, obviously. Another thing that really helped me to make 500K online was actually promoting my own products. Okay. So I started creating different products, different ebooks. I launched like a course for $47 to the page. I did like an email list newsletter with an ebook, and that really helped. Okay. And you can do so many things when you launch your own product. It really depends on your niche, right? But once I started selling my own products, it was really great because I realized, wait, I can still sell the shoutouts. I can still do a brand deal here and there. And on top of that, I can promote my own products. Because when you do a shoutout, you're making money B2B, right? So you're charging a business owner, let's say $500 to do a shoutout. Or you're charging a big brand $2,000 to do a shoutout. But you're not selling directly to like the viewer, the follower. So I was like, wait, I'm just doing B2B. I never really like promoted anything to an actual viewer of my page, right? So I started selling my own products, and that really helped because I realized I can do the product, I can do the shout out, I can do the brand deal, I can do all of them at the same time. And that led me to finally starting my email newsletter, which was like the cherry on top, So around mid 2023, so I'd say a year and not a year and a half, but a year and like 3 months ago, let's say a year and 4 months ago from now, I started my email newsletter, which really turned Passionate Income from just being like a theme page to actually being like a brand, okay, like a faceless brand with like real fans, real followers. And after I launched my newsletter, it was a significant factor to reaching that 500K earned online, because it meant that not only I own the audience now, but I also can push my products harder on an email newsletter than I do on my Instagram, right? And I can still sell the same sponsorships I'm selling to big brands and the shout out buyers, but I can sell them extra spots inside a newsletter and charge them more, right? So that really was like a big game changer for me. And I got like enlightened, after that. So essentially, that was my journey of how I made 500K online. I definitely crossed the 500K online right now, and it's more like 500K a year right now. But the first 500K, those were just the steps. I didn't do anything crazy. It was extremely simple, like one of the easiest business models for sure. Just charge someone, post a post that they sent you, and then later down the line started a newsletter. And that was the first 500K. It was relatively simple. There's no rocket science. You don't need to come up with something incredible. Like if you have an idea of like, oh, if you want to start a business, you need to have insane idea. No, like I didn't have an incredible, insane idea. I just like took what's working, applied it to my business, and that's it. Like I just did it a bit better than everyone else, and it was extremely simple. So if you like this video, press the like button, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment. What would you like to see more on the channel? And if you want to get personally coached by me, DM me the word coach at owner Arnas on Instagram. See you in the next one.